Welcome to RECOM's Powerful Podcast, where we discuss new topics and products. I'm Jeff Deutschman, your product moderator. From a quarter watt up to 1,000 watts, whether the power is required for an industrial setting, a new IoT gadget, or a high-end medical-grade device, RECOM has you covered. In this episode, we'll be discussing a brand new power supply, the RA3 series. Peter, what type of converter is this?
Hello, Jeff. This is a 3-watt DC-to-DC power supply that is a perfect fit for gate driver applications.
Excellent. And what separates this from our other gate driver power supplies?
There's a couple differences. The first being it is surface mount. Previously, we only offered through-hole solutions for gate drivers. The second difference is a slightly higher power of 3 watts.
Gotcha. So our other parts are 1 and 2 watts. Does the extra watt really make a big difference?
Yeah, it certainly can. We stay up to date with the biggest semiconductor contributors and design this around the latest silicon, SiC, and GaN technologies. Having extra power may also allow engineers more flexibility while designing their circuit.
That's fantastic. I know gate drivers often come with unique output voltages. What voltages are we offering with the RA3?
Right again, Jeff. The RA3 has both single and dual output options. We offer 8 or 9 volts with the single output. The dual outputs are asymmetric and provide +7, -1, +15, -3, +15, -5, and +20, -5 volt options.
Excellent. This +7, -1 is even new, so a ton of variety. What about the input voltages?
The customers have a couple options there as well. These come with the standard 5, 12, or 24 volt inputs.
That's great. Besides these voltages, is there anything else that makes the RA3 ideal for gate driver applications?
Yeah, we should highlight both the isolation and the low isolation capacitance.
Okay, well, let's start with the isolation.
Sure thing. The isolation for this part is 5.2 kilovolts tested for 1 minute. This is important as these are driving high voltage FETs, which are often floated a few hundred volts above ground.
All right, and what about that isolation capacitance?
It is 10 picofarads or less, which is extremely low. Engineers who are designing with this technology are looking for low isolation capacitance. It means they're able to switch the FETs with less of a time delay.
Well, that's definitely a good benefit. What about the certifications on the supply?
Yeah, we are certified to the basic industrial standards, which are UL and CSA 62368-1, and even have a CB report for IC and EN 62368-1.
Very nice. Hey, let's wrap up talking about the mechanical specs. You mentioned earlier that this is a surface mount device. What type of surface mount package is the RA3?
We're looking at a 23.4 by 15 millimeter footprint and an 8.5 millimeter height. Additionally, this is a pinless SMD converter. Instead, it has standard electrical pads, which ease up assembly cost.
Awesome. And what about the temperature rating?
Temperature is very strong for this part. It can output full load from -40 up to 85 degrees Celsius, which covers your industrial temp range.
This is definitely a winner. Thanks for the great info, Peter. Well, that wraps up another month's Powerful Podcast. Please be sure to listen next month when we delve into the pros of another RECOM converter. As always, please contact your regional sales manager for any samples or pricing information. Ahmed and Peter are always happy to assist you with any technical questions or requests. Until then, have a great month, and always remember,
RECOM powers your products.